I built a supplement brand that brings in 50K a month while I literally work 4 hours a week. Here's the crazy part. It's all because of a simple system I've spent 10 years refining and building, and roughly about 65-70% margin. So that's like 35K profit each month, which means theoretically, quick maths, I'm making about 2K in profit for every hour that I work on this brand. And the reason I'm sharing this is pretty simple. In my opinion, supplements are the best business model out there, especially now in 2025. Why? Because you get recurring revenue. It's a consumable. If the product is good, if you have good systems and infrastructure in place, there is no reason that customers should not come back. Once you get the customer, you keep the customer, they come back. You have infinite LTV, technically. Again, on the screen, you can see, I'll just do a quick refresh check on this. I'm not making this up. This is actually one of my brands. This is a nutrition brand. Yeah, exactly the same. So again, as you can see, almost 2 million in sales since running this. And back to the supplement side of things, you get to sell a pain-driven market that keeps buying. They literally keep buying. They come again and again and again. And you have very low overhead because you can start with white labeling or branded drop shipping. So I started this brand in 2018. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the full system end to end. Everyone says to me all the time, Lou, you work 4 hours a week. How is that even possible? I'm grafting. I'm putting in 80-hour work weeks. I quit my full-time job working 40-hour weeks. Now I'm working 80 hours a week, so I'm not profitable. And the secret is just all in the systems. So I'm making this video so you don't waste years or thousands of dollars figuring out how to operate and run a proper brand that is based on the exact same principles as my own. And you're probably thinking, Lou, why are you making videos? You're not doing $1 million a month. Why should I listen to you? And you know what? Fair question. The brand I'm showing you runs like 70% margin. It's fully remote. I spend about 4 hours a week on it. Okay, I live in Bali. I have time, location, financial freedom from this. I don't have a big team. I don't have stress. I don't have heavy overhead. It's just a lean, profitable business that gives me time, location, and financial freedom. But that means I can live life on my own terms. And you do not need to make $1 million a month in order to do that. If you can make, and even just like replacing your income, if you can make 5 to 10K a month, you can live comfortably anywhere in the world. And that's pretty much what I do. So I'm just literally going to give you everything for free so you can build ideally faster than me. It took me 10 years. It should take you 6 months. And by the way, if you want our help building your own supplement brand or scaling your existing one, there'll be a link in the description. Book a one-to-one call. And if this video helps and you don't want to get lost trying to figure everything out alone, let's have a chat. Let's work it out together. I'll show you. I'll literally plug and play all of my systems into your brand. All right, enough chat. So I've made a nice little Miro board here, which I'm going to walk you through step by step. And as I said, as I'm going to deliver my promise, I'm going to show you all of my systems, my operational overheads, supply chain logistics, how I do the marketing, how my content runs, how my ads run, how everything works on the front and the back end. And this is literally my blueprint to building a hands-off business, something that you run or something that you own as opposed to it owning you. Okay, so first, again, if you don't believe me, like I just pulled this up here before on Winning Hunter. It's quite good if you want to kind of chuck competitors, etc. But yeah, just pull this up in there just as a frame of reference. So my business is based in the UK, selling the US to UK, but I live in Bali full time. I've done for 2 years now. I was in Amsterdam for a few years, 2 or 3 years before that. But as I said, this business runs pretty much on autopilot. And I spend most of my time coaching others on how to do the same because I've cracked the code. I've had this lived experience and it was hell, torment, horrible. Like, didn't know what I was doing, finding my way in the dark. And now I basically created this resource for me 10 years ago. This is the thing that I needed when I was first starting out, and it still doesn't really exist. You get a lot of bro scalers in there kind of teaching drop shipping, etc., but nothing really specifically for supplements. And because I've been able to figure this out, this is all replicable. I am not special. I am just a normal, regular dude born in the northeast of England, no special education, nothing. But I figured it out, and this literally is all of my systems. So literally, you have no excuse to not copy this. And remember, for this, like, profit is always going to be the name of the game. Like, there's no point in running something and making $1 million or $2 million or even $10 million a month if you're not profitable. It makes no difference. Sam Robbins told me this. If it doesn't matter how much you make, it only matters how much you keep, and it's the same with this. And if you can do so in a sustainable way, something where you are building a growing asset, i.e. the business, so it has exit value, so you have equity built into that. You have cash flow, which means you can pretty much live life on your own terms, and you have everything delegated and outsourced and automated. Who doesn't want that? Everyone wants that. Everyone I work with always comes to me with that exact same goal and objective, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So this is kind of a bit of a summary, but we'll go through it literally step by step. So first thing most people ask me is, how big is your team? Now, I remember when I was reading the 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, like it talked about, like, one of the ways people try and catch you out is like, oh, how many people do you employ? bro, I don't not employ anyone. I have a team of 3, myself, my co-founder, and my ops manager, and they've all been with me from the beginning. So I have no unnecessary overheads. I don't have a physical premise, which again, I'm in Bali. Everything runs on autopilot. I don't have to be there micromanaging. Don't get me wrong. In the start, yes, I had to do that because I was doing the picking and packing. I didn't even know what a 3PL was. And that's kind of that phase of you have to work hard enough to not have to work hard. But again, once I figured this out, I realized you don't need this. You can use existing infrastructure. You don't need this amazing office or this big warehouse space, especially with supplements, because it can all be outsourced. And the good thing with the outsourcing is you're not responsible for payroll. You don't have to do employee management. You don't have to do any coaching. You don't have to manage your staff's emotions. Super easy. This business is built and designed to sell. And with that in mind, I'm focused on profitability. And the best way to do that is to not get sucked into the trap of having all of these shiny objects or big offices or big staff lists, because you just overinflate. It's more operational complexity. It's more for you to manage, and it takes away from the point that you want to build a business that is lean, that is profitable. And the more moving parts you have, essentially, the more complexity, the less time you have, the less you actually enjoy building the business. And don't get me wrong, I'm running this as a lifestyle brand. This is what I set this up to do. It's a lifestyle brand. It's a muse, okay? If you are wanting to run a performance business where you're doing 10, 20, 30, 40 million a year, this video is probably not for you, which is fine. I'm talking about general guys like me, stuck in a 9-to-5, really had a passion for sports, nutrition and fitness and health, who wanted to basically make a change and sell something that I was engaged in, that I actually enjoy doing. It adds value to the market, and I kind of have my own niche. I'm the first, by default, the only, so I have this protective moat and point of differentiation in the market. And this is an asset that grows and it pays me every single month. All right. You're probably thinking, okay, fine, no problem. But I still need to do marketing. I need to do email marketing, all of this stuff. And as I've just got a note in here. So I have one guy who I've worked with for 5 years who does all of my Meta and Google ads. And I have one guy, a superstar, who manages Klaviyo and email marketing and SMS. I have a guy managing TikToks, ads, etc. And I have one landing page designer. Other than that, that is it. And these guys are not really expensive. They're paid in direct proportion to the value that they bring, which is fantastic. I'm not paying them 20K a month. They are fully responsible for themselves, their taxes, all of this. So I don't need to kind of motivate them. They're all self-motivated. They're running their own businesses and brands, which means so long as they're performing, they're doing a good job, they're giving me reports, I'm hands off and I trust them to do good work. And this is one thing you will have to learn, is the art of delegation and management. But ideally, you're doing it with someone who has the skills already, so you can fast track. But in the beginning, I always say, if you're starting out, learn the skills yourself, start small and scale, because if you go straight to agency straight away or too fast, if you don't understand the technicalities or the terms or the way things work, they can run circles around you really quick. It's almost like they're speaking a different language. And this is kind of the path that I went through, of figure things out on my own, get a good baseline functional and technical understanding of what good looks like. And then when I do finally go to outsource and delegate, we're speaking the same language, essentially. I can manage them. And okay, that just kind of brings together the team. Now, what I need to do is remember, because my brain moves so fast, my mouth can't keep up, is breathe. I'm going to breathe. Might have some water, actually. Okay, back in brain mode. Next thing, software. Right. This is it. This is everything. My whole ecosystem, making me 50K a month, is just these pieces of software. ChatGPT is next to nothing. What, 10, 20 bucks a month. That's ChatGPT 5 Pro, okay? Canva, next to nothing. Aftersell, next to nothing. Trustpilot's the only one that's probably, this is most expensive out of everything. We don't have to use Trustpilot. They're way overinflated in my opinion, but chat for another time. But you can use things like Judge.me, they do exactly the same thing. Replo, very cheap. Gorgeous, someone tell me how to say that. Gorgeous, still haven't figured it out. These guys are maybe a little bit too inflated, but in terms of the time to manage multiple channels in one place, it's probably worth it from my perspective. If you want an alternative to Gorgeous, you can use something, what they call ComSlayer, also good. I think they're way cheaper as well. And obviously these guys have AI integrations as well, so you become less dependent on a personnel again, which is obviously a strategic benefit. Referral Candy I built in, and this is automated, again, relatively cheap. I don't know, like 40, 50 bucks a month. And that brings in far more than the cost of a subscription. And this is what I use to get referrals. So this is customers selling to customers. Minsoft, you might not have heard of, but this is my 3PL warehousing software. No cost from my side, all on the 3PL, but it gives you good transparency from an inventory management perspective. QuickBooks for accounting. Klaviyo, again, below a certain amount is free. And then it charges a percentage of your list. But again, it's nothing compared to the fact that Klaviyo for me is probably bringing in between 40 and 60% of revenue every single month. So again, worth the investment. Figma, next to nothing. And then as we all know, social media platforms cost nothing. I'm not talking about running ads. I'm talking about like organic posting. And that's it. This is all you need. And these are all very easy to use, pretty much plug and play. And theoretically, if you really want to, if you're not good at them, you can just outsource or like get an accountant in or use a different software that's, you know what I mean, a little less hands-on. Really easy. Okay, that's it. This is everything you need. You don't need this crazy, fully integrated e-com store to run a lifestyle brand. It's just simple. Remember, start small, then scale. And do not add any layers of complexity onto your brand until you need them. And if you're talking or thinking about hiring staff or contractors or bringing in new softwares, the rule I use is hire where it hurts. And this goes the same for software stacks, etc. If someone's taking a disproportionate amount of your time and you know your high income generating tasks need to be on content or creation, etc., then this is going to save you 20 minutes a day. Stack that over the week, stack it over the month, stack it over the year. It's probably going to be like, I don't know, it's going to be a lot of time. So again, the investment is probably worth it. But again, just start small, scale, don't go too quick, too fast, because what happens is you end up carrying an overinflated OPEX, which is your operational expenses, and that just eats into the profit on every sale. Not good, especially as we know with the cost of acquisition these days. Breathe again. Okay, makes sense? Lovely, nice and easy. Next, infrastructure. So this is my full supply chain really. I'm just going to focus on my core hero product, which is the shakes. So I outsource this company. You can check them out if you want. These guys make my pouches. They send it to our manufacturing. Our manufacturers do sourcing for ingredients. They put together the product. They will also send it for drug testing, etc., just for validation or nutrition analysis. The drug testing, is Informed Sport, which is like an external body because we sell to athletes, etc. So it's like NSF, same thing. But again, they handle all of that. It's outsourced. I'm not involved anywhere. They then send it to our 3PL. 3PL will then deliver directly to the customer. We use DHL for international, DPD for domestic in UK. We used to use Royal Mail, but don't use Royal Mail. They're terrible, cheap, but very, very bad. And then there we go. Happy product, customer. And then if customer's not happy, which generally 99% isn't the case, they can send it back. These guys will check it back in and it goes back out again. Easy. All right. That's it. This is my whole supply chain. Really, really easy. Super simple. And remember, what I want you to think, when you're watching this video, I've sort of said this before, but where am I? That's my question. Keep coming back to it. Where's Lou Antonio in this picture? Okay. When you spot him, tell me. Anyway, right, back to this. So as you can see, all organized, all outsourced. Again, even for manufacturing, I don't have my own manufacturing plant. I don't have homogenizers and all this important technology and infrastructure to make product. I am leveraging and using existing infrastructure and simply adding a line, which is obviously my product, which is then sent to 3PL, and these guys handle the picking, the packing, the storage, logistics, everything. I do not have to be like I was when I started, picking and packing in the kitchen, which means I can live quite comfortably, happily in Bali. Happy days, no problem. Make sense? Beautiful. All right, next. Now, my content engine. I actually have a video. It should be linked here, or maybe there, I don't know. It'll be on the screen. And this is my full content engine. So it's outside of the scope of this video, but basically what I want to, actually might have it here. I think I got to open another tab. There we go. So all of this is on here, so you can check it out. There'll be a separate video anyway, you can link to it. But my point is, this is all systematized and automated, okay? All of my content that comes in generally is inbound from customers. So we get some customers outreaching us saying, can I have product for free in return for free product? No problem. Give us a picture, give us a video, happy days. We also have outbound in our post-purchase flows in email marketing to engage and re-engage customers and say, if you want an next order for free, send us a picture, send us a video, write us a review on Trustpilot. Happy days. They get a free product. We get content that goes straight back into the ads. And this flywheel just goes and goes and goes. And this, again, is pretty much all on autopilot. If any inbound from the customer, our customer service guy, ops manager manages it. If we have customers coming in and sending images, again, customer service cycles it back in, distributes it across the team for our ads, to our landing page design, or to me, or to my business partner. And this is saving us so much time outreaching for creators, because these people are actually motivated. Two things: they're actually motivated to send us an image to start with because they're actually real customers who get value, which means there's more credibility and authenticity with the content that they send. Or if they're coming to us saying, can I have free product? I'll send you this, then they're even more motivated because they want the free product. So again, it wins. And very, very low complexity. We're not coming in and scripting things, although we can if we want to. I'll get to that in a second. With this, it's just pure, authentic and real. And the good thing about this is you indirectly get customers selling to customers. And that, in my opinion, is the purest form of marketing. And it's actually real. We're not making this up. Every single one of these images in here, I've just screenshotted the ad library. These are real customers. These are not made up. They're not staged. And this comes through. Like, we've got ads running for months and months and months because it's real, it's authentic. And I think customers pick up on that, particularly so because everything's shifting more towards AI. Or I think the level of consumer sophistication online now is a lot stronger and heavier around, like, they know if something's not right, or they get a little bit of a hunch that it seems something's a little bit off about it. Like, this is real, it's legitimate, okay? Next, we will also do strategic partnerships. So this is my business partner comes in. He will go out and reach out to, again, specifically with this brand, like sports clubs, institutions, schools, colleges, if they're organizing like events or sports events, etc., and say, can we, then we give you a free pack to give out, free samples to give out to your team. So it's indirect marketing. In return, we get some pictures, or maybe we go down and we'll do a shoot and we'll document the whole thing. That goes into our YouTube strategy. It goes into our organic post. It goes into our ads. We get good, solid strategic partnerships, which we can have kind of secondhand marketing of having like logos on our website, which people know, like, and trust. Again, it just really helps build that credibility. And then we also have my business partner, Sim, managing this, is outreach to parents or influencers or nutritionists, basically people with authority or who are part of our target market and demographic. Again, it's leverage. We can either pay them something for posting or we just leverage them with free product. And we don't say anything. We don't give them a script. We give them like a bit of a framework if they're going to do a video, like with the hooks, etc., which I suppose we could maybe dial in a little bit, but we want it to be as authentic as possible. So the content that comes back, like, we don't say, give us a good review. We don't say, here's this, but you have to say this. We literally give them it and they send it back, and it's raw, it's real. If they don't like it, that's fine. We do not persuade them. And this, again, carries more authenticity, I think, in the way that the messaging comes across. Sometimes they're a little bit nervous on camera. Again, people seem to like that, which is strange in ads. It's not curated. Like, we're running so many like ugly ads, or you can tell like parents are not good in front of camera, but obviously they want to do this. They want to get free product. They want to take care of the kids, etc. So they do it anyway. And sometimes that frequency that they put the content out, that we're able to then monetize or sponsor or run as ads, or we build it into a landing page, or we run it as like a case study in our email marketing as part of our weekly campaigns, it comes across. And I think it helps build a lot of trust. And that's it. Like, so again, this is outsourced, it's automated, it's systematized. We have a clear flywheel of content that comes in that goes straight into our ads, which means from my side, again, where's Lou? Nowhere yet. This just runs, it just ticks, it just goes, it grows, it compounds over time. And this, as you know, like in my opinion, modern day e-com brands, first and foremost, are media companies. Okay, remember, it's all about getting the, we live in the attention economy, right? Let's just kind of strip it back for a second. Everyone's vying for our attention. We need to be able to capture the specific attention of our target audience and demographic or avatar, whatever you want to call them. And there is no, like, there's no better or easier way or faster way to do that than to be where their eyeballs are, which, let's be honest, everyone, even parents, doesn't really matter what demographic, they're glued to their phone 8 hours a day. So it's just a case of us being very strategic in our messaging, in our avatar, in the words that we're using, in our copywriting, to be able to capture their attention. And there is no better way to do this than to really thoroughly, deeply understand your market and know them more than yourself. If there's anything, again, you take away from this whole video, is specificity in content and knowing, thoroughly, deeply understanding your market, because nothing else matters. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think. The only vote that's cast that matters is that of the market. So skip this and you're screwed. Okay? All right. Next. Hope this is all making sense. Conversion engine. What do I mean by conversion engine? So this is where we're marketing. Okay, I've just boiled this down to two routes here. Two main routes anyway, primary routes. So we have Meta ads and we have Google ads. So if you, again, I've kind of screenshot a bit, but you can look in your own time as well. I know I kind of put it up, where was it? You can check out my ads if you want, just go on these. I don't have any affiliation to Winning Hunter, by the way. So you can say some of my ads if you want to check them out, but you will see they are all pretty much 99% CGC. which is customer generated content, or UGC, or actual real customers. And this is part of our flywheel here, which cycles in. So it requires very little work in outbound from our perspective. Second one is Google Ads. And this again runs very well, very profitably. And we literally have keyword phrase campaigns and a PMAX campaign. That's it. Really easy. Again, this pretty much runs itself. We're not sitting bro scaling this every day up until 11, 12 o'clock at night, micromanaging budget. We don't need to. This is just, again, a growing, a compounding asset. And for me, Google Ads is more of a sweep up. If someone's searching or they have a specific problem that is related to our product, obviously we want to be ranking high on there. And due to the specificity of the marketing and also of the product and the niche that we operate in, we don't really have any competitors, which is perfect. And that's a deliberate strategic advantage on our side, which you can also learn for if you are starting a supplement brand, or if you have a supplement brand already and you're targeting everyone, you're screwed, bro. You can't do that. Like, remember, if everyone's your customer, no one is your customer. Like, the riches are in the niches, and the more niche you can go, you might think you're restricting market, but actually all you're doing is you're able to be 10x specific on your use of language, on your copywriting, on your images, on your creative, on your messaging, which is good, which means even naturally without running ads, your SEO ranking technically is going to be a lot higher because it's very specific, as opposed to you running a generic protein powder and trying to compete on the fact that the ingredients are clean. Like, bro, no one cares. Specific. We're paid in direct proportion to the level of the pain point or problem that we solve again. So again, always loops back to just understanding your customer, kind of what I said here. But again, I could talk about this all day. So where are our ads pointing to? So they go to one or all of these, and it depends on where our customers are at in terms of their journey. So top of funnel, middle funnel, are they product aware, problem aware, solution aware, offer aware, all of this. And it kind of is separate. Again, outside of the scope of this video, I do have a video which I put out a while back, which you can watch, where I break all that down for this brand specifically. But generally, traffic's going to an advertorial, a listicle, a long form landing page, like this one, which is kind of a hybrid, or it goes directly to product page, which is PDP for offer led, or all of our email marketing will go directly to product page because they are aware of the product, especially with supplements. The thing to remember is customers are A, inherently skeptical, and B, they need to be educated. This is something they're putting in their body. It's a consumable. Okay, so what is it? Who else is using it? How does it work? When do I use it? What are the ingredients? How do they work? All of this, you need to kind of anticipate and build these into your pages. And this education-led sometimes means your conversion rate might be lower because they say people take between 4 and 7 touch points, whether that's digitally or in person, before they will convert. And they're in that kind of know, like, and trust you phase. And having long form advertorials or listicles, they provide a use case. And all of this really is, for me anyway, it's very heavily dependent and leans on email marketing, which we'll get into. I don't know whether to say this is the wrong one, but the email pop-up is everything for us in terms of our offer. And the offer, again, I could do a whole video on this. It needs to be high value, or at least high perceived value. And by that, I mean, you're not just doing a save 10% or subscribe and get weekly updates or offers. Bro, no one cares. No one cares. The offer needs to be proportionate because think about it. No one wants another email in the inbox. It has to be value led. So just think about that. This one was just a good example of like getting 16 free meals. Who doesn't want 16 free meals? You know what I mean? It's the wrong brand. I should have changed it, but anyway, allow it. But you get the idea. It's a hell yes offer. It's not like a maybe. Okay. So once they are in our ecosystem, because I have a strong offer, and this is assuming they haven't bought straight away, by the way. Ideally, they do buy straight away, but most people don't, which is fine. But we need to anticipate that. And this is where your email marketing comes in to carry the load. So we get them in a welcome series. We're educating, we're telling stories, we're introducing the founder story, we're telling loads of customer stories, tons of social proof, we're evidence-basing everything, going through the ingredients and the use cases for the product. Basically, we're just trying to anticipate any and all objections they would have and build value in the brand and the product so they know that it does what it says it does. Again, so you'll either go in welcome series or they'll get in the banning series if they actually add it to cart as well. And it follows a very similar flow. We're educating them. We can lead with offers because we already know there's buying intent there. There's tons of social proof to reinforce it. And then if that's not good enough, we also run at least 3 value campaigns a week to segmented areas of our email database, which again, we are not selling. They're value campaigns. We're not going offer, offer, offer. It's Gary V's thing of jab, 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 right hook. We're building value. We're building integrity. We're storytelling. We're funneling them into communities. We're talking to them. And then we push them back to our product page. And this is what carries the conversion. Okay. I haven't touched on like the conversion side of things yet, but we'll get to it in a second. But I just want you to know that this is pretty much how it works on the front end. And this is how I'm able to sustainably get around a 60% return customer rate. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. As you can see, this is just last 90 days, 64% return on customer rate. And if you want to refresh check on that, I'll do it. There we go. Right, 64 hasn't changed. Happy days. Right. So now you know this stuff works. Okay. But this is by design, not by happenstance. And this is what I want to talk about next is our LTV game. And in my professional opinion, whether you want to call it professional or not is up to you. The way for you to sustainably scale a supplement brand or any brand really is when you get a customer, you keep that customer, they come back. It's not a case of you're in this dropshipping mode of just acquire. Don't do that. If you want to build a brand, you want to build something with exit value, you need to ensure that your relationship starts with the purchase. It doesn't end with the purchase. And again, email marketing, SMS, these are your allies here, but you need to be able to set up and operate these correctly. And again, it's outside of the scope of this video, but I just want you to know if you're talking, how am I getting 66% of people coming back? This is strategy. It's not chance. It's not luck. I've run this brand for many years. It's not just like an anomaly of the last, 3 months. It's legit. It's real. It's how we make most of our profit, especially so once you factor in the cost of acquisition and the fact that supplements generally aren't that highly priced on the front end. So once you build in your acquisition cost, your operational overheads, and obviously your cost of customer acquisition, your CAC, can be something quite difficult on the front end. But this is where you need to have systems. And this is really this is what a lot of established brands come and work with me for, is for these systems. These offer so much value because think about it. Every time a customer comes back, obviously you need the product needs to do what it says. It needs to be effective and needs to be good and needs to be happy customers, which again has its own strategy. But every time a customer comes back, there is zero acquisition cost attested to that, which means it is minus the cost of goods sold, all profit, win. Do that enough times, stack that and allow that to compound over time. This is where you get your 50K a month and live in Bali. This is it. And I'm just going to kind of give you a high level overview, but basically when we're talking about email marketing, when a customer's bought, now we're starting to nurture them. We're directly talking to them. We're educating them. We're entertaining them. We're engaging them. We're getting them into community. In terms of like practically from a cash flow perspective as well, we encourage them and we have all of the offers stacked either towards a bundle to start with, which allows them to sample, and then everything feeds into a subscription. And subscription is the key for LTV, especially with supplements, because think about it, you're selling a consumable. Okay. So something that can be used and then reused every month or 6 weeks. Doesn't matter on the cadence, but you understand what I mean. We also utilize upsells or cross sells, whether that's in the cart, in the checkout, or immediately after purchase. As you saw before, this one before, these guys, referral candy. These are what work really well for our referrals. And again, this is all on autopilot, no input from me. Here's £10 or $10, refer a friend. Here's $20 for them, or here's $15 cash. And we can play around with the offer. But again, this is done automatically. They get a code, they give it to their friend, the friend puts the code in, they get $10 off, customer gets 15 in cash or through PayPal, automated. I'm nowhere in here, okay? You haven't seen me anywhere in all of this other than the setting up of everything. And then of course, the important thing is reviews, so that we can leverage and use these for testimony. They go back into ads, and of course, it's more credibility for the actual customer or for new customers to make sure that the product is good, it's legit, it does what it says. So we're just reducing risk from their side. So yeah, LTV, again, we just kind of skim through this. So obviously because we actually take the time to collect emails and nurture our list, this means that we can actually run promotions. So Black Friday, Cyber Monday. If we have any specific upsells, or there's limited stock, or we have launch or like a new product, etc. If you're not engaging your email list and talking to them and educating them, and your open rate is low, like bro, I had a brand I worked with last year had 86,000 on his email list. When we started working together, 86,000. We sent a value campaign. He got a 0.01% open rate. What's the point? You might as well not have that data. If you're not warming them up, if you're not talking to them, if you're not educating them, there's no point. You might as well not have them. Okay, so again, the strategies I'm talking about in email marketing and SMS and relationship building, or getting them into communities where they're talking and engaging. This is the key for a supplement brand. Okay, and remember, with the LTV, we have this creative pipeline, which I have another video, it'll be here or here. I'm not sure where we'll do it post-editing, but basically this is what fuels everything. And people actually want to give us their feedback. They actually want to tell us their story. You know what I mean? They kind of want to be part of it because we're storytelling as a brand. Like, we're not running this as like a corporation. It's like, hi, I'm Lou. I set this up. Here's my story. So they feel that direct connection. That's genuinely in the post-purchase. So we kind of, I still to this day, I send an email from, it's an alias, but it goes from my email and the reply goes into my inbox. from every single first customer after, I think it's like 10 days post-purchase, because I want to check in. I want to know what's going well. So they feel I have that direct connection with me. That's then leveraged for content and also for reviews. And of course, the second order consequences of that, or impact of that, is they feel close. They feel part of something. It's not just like a faceless brand or entity. And you can emulate that too. Super easy. Again, back to email marketing. Like, this is all in the strength of email marketing. We're running 3 or 4 value-led campaigns a week. Again, jab, 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 right hook, where it's value, educate, topical things, seasonal. It doesn't matter. Like, you just have to understand your market, what's important to them, and educate them. We pay a nutritionist to write 1 or 2 blogs a month. Happy days. Again, outsource. He sends it to email marketing. They build it in the schedule, and we utilize in customer service. Our ops manager speaks to the nutritionist in terms of like what questions are coming in from customers. So this then feeds and builds out the FAQ. It builds out, okay, what should we commission our nutrition to write blogs on? So it's all this like internal infrastructure where everyone's talking to each other and everything is focused on us in a straight line, which is what is going to deliver the most value for the customer. That's what we're obsessed of, because the second order consequence of that is we make cash. Customers happy, we're solving a problem, we're making money, we're getting content to then help proliferate and get more customers. It's just like, it's a self-perpetuating business. And this is why, as I said at the start of the video, supplement brands, when done right, in my opinion, are one of the best brands to do. Because particularly so, it's not like you're selling, I don't know, you're not selling, what am I looking for? You're not selling a mic where you buy it once and that's it. And obviously, don't get me wrong, there's strategies for that because you would just price high and justify. But in terms of like the recurring revenue and people telling others about it and you having a lot of things to talk about, so much easier with supplements. But anyway, customer surveys, we're speaking to them, we're talking to them, because this is what then gives us good, insightful, actionable information to then go, for example, and then do new product development, because we're understanding our customer, like how could we improve the product? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? It's engaging for the customer because they feel like they're actually part of something. And when we do come to invest in launching a new product, we've diversified the range. We've got gummies, we've got greens, we've got bars. All of these came after. And because it was customers telling us the product is great, but we'd love it if you have this, or we'd love it if it had this feature. And this is what then informs our decision making, which means that our risk in terms of investing into a new product is mitigated and it's all the way down. And we can, because we're talking to customers, we have a really high open rate, we can actually pre-sell before we even make the thing, which is the perfect case scenario. And this, as I said, is all copyable. But yeah, most of this, most in terms of just like logistics and traffic, is pointing back to an offer page or product page. And again, all of this done by a contractor. And I think that's pretty much it. Now, you're probably thinking, Lou, what are you actually doing in this brand? Where am I? Good question. There I am. All right, what we got? So, where is Lou? Good question. Lou's in Bali, but he's working in the business and not on the business. And this is what I try and teach, because and I'm speaking from personal experience, the first 3, 4, 5 years, instead of me owning the business owned me. I was doing everything and it's not fun. It doesn't matter how much money you're making. And most of the time I wasn't making money because it's just finding my way in the dark, didn't know what I'm doing. Everything's under optimized. I don't know what I'm working on. And this is probably, I am assuming that you're in a similar situation. So you're either hustling and grinding and not seeing success or profit. You're probably in bro scaling mode, pushing for revenue, but you're not profitable, which again is no fun. You might as well not have a business. Remember I said before, it doesn't matter how much you make, it only matters how much you keep. Or you're like the 99%, you're on the sidelines, criticizing, looking for problems. You're the one in the comments thinking, scammer, scammer, scammer. Or you're just thinking like, this is a pipe dream, like I did 10 years ago. I didn't think this was possible, but I've been through the process. I've done it. I have the receipts. You can see it on the screen. I'm not making this up. But yeah, I just want you to stand up, because there is a way to do this. I'm doing it. It's real. It's not made up. I didn't just like dream this up last night and then decide I'm going to make a fake me report. Like, this is real. Let's do it. If you don't believe me, get in my ecosystem. Go check out my brand. It's there. It's real. Okay. And this is a potential timeline for you if you know what you're optimizing for and you're able to model success. So this is why I do what I do. Okay. I'm not here to sell you anything, but if you do want to learn, copy my systems, links in bio. Let's have a chat. I'll show you how to do it. I literally spend most of my time now, because this brand is on autopilot. I have all the time in the world to talk business and help other founders do and model exactly what I've done. So if that's you, link in the description. If you spot any errors with this video, I'm pretty sure you'll put them in the comments. Thank you in advance. If there's anything else you'd like to know or see about the inner workings of my brand, also stick it in the comments. Gives me some good ideas of what to work on next. But yeah, hope this is useful. And I shall probably, if I'm lucky, see you in the next video. Ciao.